My selenite wand. I am not afraid to use it. Hey everyone, it's Cam, and today we're going to be talking about crystal wands. This was a video request by somebody from my group. I won't say the name because I haven't gotten permission to do so, but I thought it was a great idea to do a quick video of some basic ways in which you can use your crystal wands. Now, before we get started, I will say I am a natural girl. I really do prefer the wands to be in the natural state, ones that are not cut and polished. I know that you can use your intention to make the energy go in a different direction. So for example, if you are using one that is cut and polished, you can use your intention to have the energy actually flow through the point. But you have to use your intention to do so and be very focused on doing that. It's very important because crystals have an axis and a way in which the energy flows. All right, so when it's cut and polished, you don't necessarily know if the energy is coming up this way. It could be coming out the side or this way. You don't know when it's cut and polished which way the energy is actually flowing. You have to make sure you use your intention. Now we have Ben here. Ben is my brandy new family member, my kitty cat, and he is involved in everything. And right now he's sticking his head in my crystal singing bowl. Ben, what you doing? Say hi. Say hi, Ben. You like the selenite, Benny? I figured I would just, oh, he's just gonna go check out the camera, make sure it's working, and he's gonna sit right there on the computer. I don't think so, Benny boy. Come on. Say bye. Say hi, Benny. Okay. Sorry about that. So back to the wands. All right, so I prefer to use them in the natural state. I just find it's easier to do, and you know which way the energy is going. But it's okay to use the cut and polish too. Just be sure to use your intention. So let's start with selenite because that was one that was specifically asked about. So how do you use a selenite wand? I have several different selenites. I have a bigger one than this even. Bigger, and I have smaller ones, such as like this one. So it really doesn't matter. I do like the bigger ones like this for sweeping the aura. All right, so when you're going to use a selenite wand for cleansing your aura, you're going to start at the bottom. So start at your feet, and I'm not going to show you my feet, but start at your feet and come up like this, and you're pushing the energy up and around. Okay, so you go down, up, and around, and you're getting that energy going like this. Okay, so go up, down one side, down to your feet, back up, go down the other side. So you see what I'm saying? You're getting the energy going in that way. Another way you can use the selenite wand is actually to go from the top down. And what this does is it's pushing the energy down, and it's grounding the energy. All right, so you take your selenite wand and you bring it down, and you can ground your energy. And I like to do this when I feel very hyper or dizzy, or I just need to really get myself grounded and centered. Instead of bringing it up and around, that revitalizes you. That gives you like this energy boost, this like get the energy flowing. Woohoo! But when you're taking it and pushing it down, it helps to calm you. So this is actually something that's really good to do before you're going to bed. That's just something that I personally like to do. And those are the different ways that you can use the selenite wand in terms of cleansing your aura. Now, you can use a selenite wand, but you have gemstones on. Now, I glued mine on because I'm not good with wire wrapping, but you could wire wrap or use twine or something and put your gemstones on if you're good with that kind of thing, and make your own chakra wand. And so I just have different tumbled stones on here, one for each chakra, if you're interested in doing that. And you can use this in the same way. You can start at the bottom and go on up. You could do it like that. Or you can use it like this. This is the hematite, so that would be a root. And you can, just kind of place it like this if you wanted to, and just lay there for a few minutes or meditate with it like that. Or you could just sweep the body with it. You could sweep the body going this way, or you can sweep the body going this way. Again, with this one though, I would start from the bottom and work up. Okay. Well, you can also use a selenite point, all right, and you can direct the energy through the point, and this would be good if you feel there's something in particular that you want to work on. You can use it to, cut out something, or move the energy in a very specific place, whereas the selenite stick is more like, is broader. If you use a point, you can actually really zone in on something if you're interested in doing that. So let me tell you something about these kinds of wands though. This is called a massage wand. Of course, it's cut and polished, and it has the rounded area on the bottom. And I have another one here. I have a clear quartz one, cut and polished with a rounded area on the bottom. Now, I'm not a reflexologist. I'm not a massage therapist, so I don't feel qualified whatsoever to go into detail about it. But you would use these for massaging various pressure points. All right, so you have to make sure you know what you're doing, because you're actually putting it on the body and digging into certain areas. And you want to make sure you know what you're doing so you don't screw things up. All right, so if you're interested in using massage wands, do some further research, take a class. You definitely want to know what you're doing with that. And if you're doing it for your practice, if you're a crystal healer, again, you do need to be a massage therapist to do that, because you can run into some trouble with that. Okay, but I'm just expressing that that's what these wands are for. Actually, that's what the little rounded area is for. Okay, you can use it on yourself if you wanted to gently do a little. If you have a tension headache, you can do something like that, but don't do it for clients unless you are qualified. All right, just letting you know about that. I'm always about like the disclaimer and being careful about what you do. All right, so then you have Vogel wands, or actually this is a Vogel cut wand. So a true Vogel is only made by certain people, and if you look that up, Vogel wands, authentic Vogel wands, you'll find that they're like $800. This is a Vogel cut, Vogel style, Vogel like wand. And honestly, I prefer a regular clear quartz natural point. I don't know. Haven't had anything overly wow about it. I mean, it actually has some really cool looking features inside. Now I'll put up a picture. It's beautiful, but I just don't find it to be anything special. But true Vogel wands are said to be out of this world. So look them up if you're interested. And also, if you find the website, and I'll try to find it and put the link below. If you find the website, there's all kinds of information on how to use the Vogel wands. They actually tell you how to use it, and the experiments and stuff that they have with true authentic Vogel wands. So I'll put that in the description box below for you guys to further investigate yourself. And then you just have the regular plain old quartz, and this is just a point. I didn't even grab my wands. I probably should have for this video. I have bigger wands, but I have so much put away and I can't really access them right now. So if you have just a natural point, let's pretend it's bigger, a wand, these are really, I find, the easiest to use and the most effective. And you can use them for activating a grid. You can use them for energy blockages in between chakras or around the body, or you can use it at the top of your head to get information from the ethereal, right, from the cosmic consciousness. So there's so many different ways you can actually use your crystal wand. Now let me just express one thing. Again, the energy goes out the point, right? That's the direction of the energy is going this way. So if you're working on somebody and you notice that perhaps there's some kind of a blockage, you might feel a tightness or a heat or just a stuck feeling or an ill feeling. There might be some kind of block there, whether it's in, in their aura or closer to the body or however, you might feel it. Could even be inside the body. And what you're going to do, or one of the recommendations that you can use the wand for, let me see if I have a better point. This one has a better point. You can take your wand and you go in a counterclockwise motion. So remember, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So if you're going in a clockwise motion, you're going to the left and you're opening that up. So you're opening up that blockage, okay? Now, you might find that there's some kind of leak. You might feel that there's energy coming out of someplace and you want to put that energy back or keep it from coming out so much. You would do righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You would do clockwise to tighten that up, like you're tightening the screw, okay? So you would want to do clockwise to tighten up that open area so that there's not an energy leak. In terms of deciphering whether there's a leak or a blockage or a special area that you need to focus on, what I do is I actually hold a piece of clear quartz, and if you're using your clear quartz wand, you have your wand, you can hold it in your receiving hand to scan the body. All right, so you can actually use it to scan the body to see if you feel anything, okay? And that can help you because the clear quartz is going to amplify the energy. You don't even have to use the wand to do that. You can hold any kind of clear quartz to amplify the energy so that you can feel it better. That way when you're scanning, you might get sensations or feelings, or you might get visions, or however it is that you sense energy, or how you know things. You might be claircognizant, or however, you might be clairsentient, whatever. But I do like to use clear quartz when I'm scanning a body to see if I can pick up on anything. And one last way that I'd like to talk about in ways you can use a crystal wand is to close a portal or open a portal. So let's say, for example, you have an open portal. And how you know that, that's a whole different video. You might just know it. Somebody might tell you. You might sense it. You might feel the cold spot. You might feel a lot of activity in your house. You might see it. You might take pictures and see it. Yeah, there was a time when, for about a year, a couple of friends of mine, we really were focused in on portals. It just felt like a calling for the time at that time to help to close portals. I don't do it anymore, but there was a time when I was really into it. But you can actually sense the portal. You can see it. Sometimes you can see it if you're good at seeing. But most of the time you can just kind of feel it. Like I'll say, hey, wait a minute, I feel like there might be a portal. Go around, take some pictures, and then I can actually see the portal in the pictures. But I usually feel it first. But I don't want to do that. So please don't ask me to close portals because I don't do that anymore. But how you can use your crystal to close a portal is go in a clockwise motion. So let's say you know that there's a portal in a closet. You point your crystal, whatever kind of crystal you want to use. I would probably use a clear quartz. Actually, what I would use, and I don't have it out, but what I would use for something like that would be a natural smoky quartz point would be my #1 go-to for closing a portal, okay? Because it has that protectiveness, it has the grounding, it has fear reduction, because you want to be in a place where you're not afraid and whatnot. So I find working with the smoky quartz natural point when closing portals was really most effective. But you can use a clear quartz, you can use whatever you want. You can use the selenite wand, and just like I said, make sure you have the intention of it coming out. Because the thing is, the energy is coming out all over the place. It is already coming out all over, but you want it to come out like a laser. You want it to be very precise and specific. So you have to really use your intention to do that. So back to portals. So if you're going to be closing your portal, you're just going to, you can close your eyes or open your eyes, however you want to do it. Make sure you're grounded, make sure you're protected, and you're going to go in a clockwise motion. And usually what I do is I start out bigger. I'll close my eyes and I'll start out bigger and go around with the intention of closing the portal. And I, say to myself, that I'm closing the portal, and however you want it, whatever you want to say, whatever feels right to you. Um, but you're thinking happy, positive thoughts that you're closing this portal, and that kind of thing. And you get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you just get to like a little dot. And then when you feel like it's done, you just like done, and I always go like that. That's always what I would do. Boom, boom, and it's done. And then it's like gone, and that's kind of how I use it to close portals. So just remember that when you're working with wands, that they're amplifying your energy. They're amplifying what it is you want to do, because that energy is coming out that point in such a precise, with precision. You want to be very clear on where you want that energy to go and how you want that energy to move and what you're using it for. You want to be careful with that. You don't want your wands laying around all over the place, shooting energy here and there. You want to make sure that they're in a place where you can cover them up in white cloth or whatever, because even when you're not using it, it's still shooting. Energy is still coming out. It's not like there's an on and off button. It's just that when you pick it up and you send your intention and your energy through that wand is when it's really going to be working for you. But it is also kind of working when you're not using it. So be careful with that. And that's basically it. Those are the very simple ways in which I use the wands. Like I said, I use it for aura cleansing. I use it for repairing little leaks or blockages. I did forget one other thing. Do I have it here? Yes, I almost forgot. Chloride phantom. Actually, well, this is a phantom, but it doesn't have to be phantom. But I have chloride quartz here. And chloride quartz is really good, and especially this one because it is on the tip. Sometimes when I'm scanning an aura, or when I'm, sensing somebody's energy, I will see these little black dots, like peppers, like little pieces of pepper. And I haven't really figured out exactly what they are. I call it debris. It's what I call it. Debris, for lack of a better word. I just know intuitively that it shouldn't be there. So I like to use the chloride quartz for that. And I just use this little one. Actually, this is my favorite one for it. And I use it to kind of like, cut it out. So I go in the counterclockwise motion to loosen it up, and then I kind of dig it out. Okay, and that's sort of how I clean out that debris when I find a very specific area in somebody's aura or inside their body that we don't want there. And one last thing, when you do that, when you're doing this cleansing work, you don't want to just leave that energy sitting there on top of the point. You do want to take it off. However it works for you, but you can take it off, or you can cleanse it in sage. I actually usually have my aroma going, and I'll have Palo Santo burning, or sometimes I'll have sage. It's not burning, it's diffusing rather, and I'll stick it in there, and I'll put my point, whatever it is. When you're doing specific work like that, that energy is going into your quartz or into your point, and so you want to make sure you clear it out even in between working on that person. So if you're digging out some kind of debris, you want to clean it out right away before you go to the next area, because you could just very well be putting it from here to here. So be very careful with that and clean it out. Like I said, you can use burning sage or incense or candles, or however, you can even use your intention. I like to have something a little bit more physical than just my intention when I'm actually clearing it. I find that it works more effectively. So that's it. Those are some basic ways to use wands. This is how I use wands. There's so many other ways. You can probably take an entire course on how to use wands. People use them for various things, sending energy. You can do that too. You can just send energy to somebody, you know, pointing the point at them and direct whatever it is. I can send it right through, you know, wherever I want to send it. I can do it that way, long distance or across the room, shooting energy at people. I like to do it for very specific purpose, for blockages, for leaks, for removing any debris and cleansing the aura and directing energy in various ways. So just be really careful when working with them because it is like a little weapon. You know, you do have this weapon, um, weapon. So you want to be careful how you're using that. All right, so I hope this video helps, and let me know in the comments below, how do you use crystal wands? And if you haven't done so already, please take a moment to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Share this video. Give me a thumbs up, please. And until next time, guys, have a blessed day. Bye.